All right, Sinners. Ryan Coogler, new film trailer is out. Thoughts?
Um, I mean, look, like you sent it to me, so I just watched it. So I don't know. I didn't know anything about it, so I have no idea what it is or what it's about.
I mean, like I've
Some kind
read
of horror
stuff,
film.
so I don't really know whether I wanted to bring into stuff whether because I don't know whether it's spoiled or anything. But I've heard about what it could be. But these are just stuff that I've just been reading and researching about it. But obviously, that trailer doesn't give anything away. Like it gives nothing
Yeah.
away.
Look.
I mean, should I say what it is rumored that it's about, or
Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
they say it's about vampires. That's what they say. It's about vampires, and and this was rumored like, so this was what they said even when he was bidding for it. You know, when Netflix, all these guys, the world bidding. So during the whole bidding war, they said that the rumors plot was that it's about like him and his twin are like vampires, but I don't know how true that is. But then when you watch this whole thingy, there's nothing that even alludes to where it could potentially be vampires. Obviously, there's like an evil kind of spirit that's out there, but it doesn't give much away, which is why it's like you can't really I don't even know. I don't know what the story is. I'm like it's. I mean, it looks interesting. It looks interesting.
Can I
Go for it.
Can say so. But you know what I'm gonna say though. You know what I'm
What's
gonna say.
devil, evil? No. Actually, you know what? I actually don't know what you're gonna say. But funny thing though, when like you know the opening scene when he's like rolling his cigarettes, I just thought of you for some strange reason. I was still like, because then I thought, oh gosh, is this gonna be something like that? But then I was like, okay, I'm actually intrigued. I actually don't know what you think.
Wait a minute. Why did you think of me?
No, because I thought that it was going to be a certain kind of other kind of a trailer, but it wasn't that.
Okay, what
No,
kind of
actually,
trailer?
no. Just say what you think. Your
No.
thoughts.
No, because you're using psychology, so I want to understand. Like, wait a minute, why me?
No. Because I thought that, oh gosh, this is going to be a very stereotypical kind of like a stereotypical black film. I thought that was where it was going to go from the opening shot, but then I was like, okay, fine.
Oh, you thought of me because of what I would say about it.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Slavery, times like, I mean, you know.
Oh, no, I'm sorry because you've actually reminded me. Another thing I read up is KKK.
Exactly.
So.
I'm like, I mean, I was just looking at the aesthetic and the visuals of this thing, and I'm just thinking to myself that, okay,
But couldn't that just be this is like a backdrop rather than okay, this is yet another.
No, it is. No, that's the point I'm making. If it's true what you're saying, why couldn't it just be in a city with people, with like regular black people, like just it's about vampires? Like, you know what I mean? Like if what you're saying is actually what it is. My thing about it is that as soon as I saw it, which was my reaction, like as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, why has the medicine got to be in this pill? Like, why has the casing of this situation got to be in that dress?
Of like basic struggle,
slaves,
burning
the
crosses,
old
fire,
South, burnt fire, oppressed in a barn, all of this sort of stuff. I'm like, honestly, like, you see, for me, if you're going to set something in that thing, the whole thing has to be about, like, that has to be a very, very core factor.
Okay. I think okay. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be not a backdrop. Like, it's got to be like, no, the reason why it's
about this
is that literally this is the only way we could tell this story. Like, there's no other way to tell this story.
But then it's like I don't know what this is. So maybe it is. Maybe that's going to be a central piece.
Good, but then my question would therefore be, why? You see what I mean? Like, my question would therefore be like, if this is not categorically something about pushing an ideology forward. You see what I'm saying? And when I say an ideology forward, is that if you're going to make anything about set in slavery times or the antebellum South or any of these things, you'd want it to be something that when you see it, it gives more narrative to that era. You know what I mean? It brings up new things and new conversations that nobody has ever had before about the era. Now, to your point, we don't know. Like, we haven't got a clue. So, which is why I'm really not saying too much, because I'm like, yeah, it's just a 2.5 minute thing of a trailer to a film that I don't know anything about. So I'm wary of saying anything other than my instinctive reaction was, man, this aesthetic, man. I'm just like, at the end of the day, I'm not compelled to go and see that imagery of black people. Like, I'm not compelled to, unless what I'm hearing from. So what I'm saying is that, look, in the very beginning and the very premise, right? The very premise of it would need to tell me that this is saying something about that era that nobody has said before. That's what it would take for me to be interested in seeing that imagery.
Yeah.
If you're not saying that, then I don't really feel like it. It's like, I don't feel like, especially if it's just a backdrop, like it's just like, we're going to do vampires in slavery times. I'm like, because I saw that scene, where they're with the, at the end with the knives and the things.
Yeah.
And the things. I mean, listen, I don't want to, like.
Wait, how do you mean? What do you mean? As in, like.
Nothing in the 2 minutes and 30 seconds told me why this thing has to be set in that time, other than this is going to be cool. We've got a horror movie in slavery. In like back in those times. It might not even be slavery. It could be in the 20s. We don't know. Like, it could be,
Yeah.
but
I'm like, it looks like 30s or 20s or 30s.
That's what I'm trying to say. In that era, like that era of Jim Crow, and like you said, there's KKK involved. Like, it's the 20s, the 30s, 20s, in the era when black people were in bands and not part of, sort of segregated, basically. Of course, it's interesting to have a vampire action thing set in that time. Of course, I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm thinking is that if you're in a position where you can make anything, you hear what I'm saying?
No, I think that's the key thing, because it's like, so did you know the story about the whole bidding war?
I heard something about that back in the day, but
I
don't pay attention to this stuff.
No, but I think because like a lot of people want it, because it's like, it was one of like it was Netflix, it was Sony.
Not want it? Should I get dark? Should I get dark?
Okay. Well, basically, Black Panther, Creed, Black.
No, can we get dark?
Oh, go for it.
Have hope.
How
the hell would they?
Oh, sorry. Go.
Go. What?
No. I'm just saying, like, if like the powers that be, the machine sees the log line. Oh, hell yeah.
That is my... No, you just answered. I was about to say, and then you've now said, who the hell isn't going to buy that in this world that we live in? The world that we live in, this is exactly what folks are going to be bidding over. So for you to tell me that, I'm just like, no, of course, because when you just look at it on paper, it's like, look, for starters, you want black stories because you want the black images because it makes you look good. That you're making
diversity tax,
diversity tax. You're paying your diversity tax. On top of that, you want somebody who has now already been proven through making something that we've talked about Black Panther,
and it's a very good filmmaker as well, that you can rely upon. Yeah,
that's the icing on the cake. That's the icing on the cake. Then on top of that, you bring a premise that completely takes care of every possible thing you would want. You're not going to be saying anything that's going to change the status quo. It's genre, so you're going to be able to sell it to pretty much anybody on the planet. The imagery of the black people in the project are very safe. It's like, this is what people are used to seeing.
Struggle, everything.
The imagery is what people are used to seeing black folks in. So you can actually introduce them into a genre piece, like a vampire thing or a supernatural thing, but in a veil, like in clothing that people are used to seeing black folks in. And then you can put on the trailer that is by the same person who made the stuff that you made billions of, where you were also doing what you were doing in Black Panther and Wakanda Forever, like I've talked to you about. It's a no-brainer. So for me, look, we're doing this talk by thing because obviously, I felt like it was worth, doing these shows and all this sort of stuff. But this is not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Like, more so for me, I look at something like this and I'm like, all right. That's my reaction. It's like,
no, I think for me, no. I think no. Everything you said is valid. My whole thing is, like, look, it's tricky because my thing is, I'm a full supporter of Ryan Coogler. Black, very good director, very good filmmaker. Oh no, that's one of the big main reasons. Like, look, I'll keep it real with you. Like, based on just
fine. No, I'm not.
No, I'm just saying, like based on just stuff that I've seen from films, and just based on just the kinds of messages that are put out, the propaganda stuff that's put out, the imagery that is put, that is there, and the agenda that has been pushed for a long time. I'm like, yes, I'm supporting someone black, and who just happens to also be good as well. So my thing is, and also it's not just hey because it's black, no. Because shout out to Tyler Perry. I'm sorry, Tyler Perry. No, that's a no.
Yeah, but what are you so? I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So
no. I'm saying that I've liked every film that he's done, and I like that he's a filmmaker that's young with interesting, fresh ideas, like Fruitvale Station, Creed.
I get but okay.
So my thing though is, so that is where my support comes from. I just think that it's unfortunate that, which is the points that you bring up, that you are in a super powerful position post Black Panther, Creed, Wakanda Forever, where if it's about, as I said, if it's about vampires, it's just about vampires present, because this reminds me of Boomerang. So Eddie Murphy, when he was doing promo for Boomerang,
I remember the interview,
yeah. One of the producers was like, but this isn't realistic, all these black people in advertising interest, and well, that's the whole point. Like we want to prove that no, this should be something that is the norm. So
I'll give you a great example. You couldn't make, Constantine.
Yeah.
That same story with a black guy. People will look at you and say, so wait a minute, this not gonna, it can't work. I'm not saying Constantine and making the movie Constantine with a black actor. I'm saying that concept.
Oh, yeah.
Where Constantine is black. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's in going anywhere because there's nothing
there's no struggle dressing around it or anything.
There's no
it's
struggle, there's no prison, there's no slaves, there's no clan, there's just not. It's just a fantasy movie where the guy happens to be like Blade. Which is why they gave him a whole team by part 2.
Yeah.
Because we saw it worked. It worked. So for me, when I look at this, I'm like, if you can do anything, I don't see what, like, so my reaction the second I saw, like you said, you thought of me, of course you would think about me because you know what my instincts are. And as soon as I saw that first image, my first thought was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, just this is the aesthetic. Like, okay. And then as it went on, I'm like, oh, okay. And that's my feeling even now because I look at it and I'm like, I don't instinctively need to see that imagery of us anymore. I don't instinctively need that in my life. I know why the general public like seeing that. It's comfortable, imagery-wise. Story-wise, like you said, we don't know. So maybe the story is fantastic. Maybe the message is fantastic. Who knows? Like, maybe there's something about it that has a commentary about that era. But the way that I've always believed about these things, which is what I always tell you, and I'm saying chosen, have hope. The reality of the matter is this. For a project like this to make it to the screen, it can't be saying what could be getting said.
Oh yeah.
It can't be. For it to get as far as getting filmed and released, and the machine is behind it. It's not.
I mean, because again, like, what kind of edgy films have Warner Brothers really produced? I'm trying to think.
No, you can produce edgy things.
I mean, under Warner Brothers.
With the black image.
Oh,
That's
okay,
my point.
Yeah.
You know, because for want of a better thing, to be honest, Matrix was a very risky film to make. You know, it is
True,
edgy.
yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah,
they pushed it. That was when that thing came out. That was really pushing it. When Batman '89 came out, that was really that. I remember when Batman '89 came out. We've never seen anything like that before. That's like the first since Superman. And Superman, Superman. The first half of Superman was incredible.
Yeah.
That was proper movie.
Oh, no.
The second half was
But
a
I think
comedy.
in terms of risk, Matrix 1, that's a massive risk.
And so
That's a huge
89,
risk.
You were young.
No,
89
but still,
massive,
it's still the
massive
Batman.
chance.
No, but it's still the Batman
Oh, no, it's still the
property.
Batman
So
brand,
you have to make sure that this is something completely new with
Yes,
directors
no,
who've
yes.
only done like one. No, remember, no. They brought Matrix to them first. They said, no, go and do Bound first. Then first do Bound. Then let's see how Bound it does. Then we'll give you
depends
this.
on whether you believe where Matrix really came from. So let's not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let's not.
Oh, yes. Is it Sophia Smith or?
Don't know about those stories.
No, sorry.
I know
Sophia
that's
Stewart. Sophia Stewart, yeah.
Stewart, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, this is the thing, right? I feel like
Basically, black sci-fi.
which one is black
That's
sci-fi?
no. Remember the concept of black sci-fi.
Oh well, you can't do it.
So basically, it
allowed-
can't happen. Then, yeah, it can't.
No, you're not allowed to.
Because I think for me, my dream, and has always been my dream, is black sci-fi,
But
where it
you're
is
not
a
allowed-
futuristic science fiction film,
You're not allowed.
black, and there's no mention at all. It says what it is.
No, you can't do it. No, you can't. You're not. No. When I say you can't do it. You can't do it. You're not allowed to do it within the framework. You see what I'm saying? The framework we are existing in, you're not allowed. You understand what I'm saying?
So yeah, basically,
framework.
you're not basically the system would allow you to make
The
a
system that- yes,
black
you
film,
can't do that.
sci-fi, science fiction with all black
Yes,
people,
the
sci-fi.
only way, when I say that you only can do things like that, like, and when I say do things, you see, people will be listening to what we're saying and they're not going to understand what you mean. I know what you're talking about. And that kind of purity in terms of this image within a framework of something, and the purity to really, because we come from this. Nobody is deeper and thinks deeper than Black and African people. We are from spirituality. When even Hollywood wants to tap into spirituality, who do they go to? Black people. Into heart and soul, black people. So what I'm saying is that the depth of where you can go is boundless in our community. But we haven't taken the initiative to actually take control of your own narrative and create your own material independently. So for me, when you have commentary on things like this, it is always with a caveat of like, look, you're making. Let me crystallize it for you. You've got to make something that white suburbia will also want to watch, and people in Spain will also want to see.
So how do you then explain something like Blade 1 then?
No, which is why it was an anomaly. No, it's not an anomaly. We know it was going to work. You see, that's the catch-22. We know that just put a black person in a thing that everything else is just whatever, and the only thing about it is that the guy happens to be a black guy. But Blade 1 had nothing about it. Was his black? It didn't mean anything.
Yeah, no.
Literally, and it was a hit. We know. My point is that the narrative that is put out there is that you can't it doesn't really work. You can't do that. Because the reason why I say this is that the proof is in the pudding. If things were normal, after Blade 1 succeeds, you should have had about 25 different black superhero movies.
Yeah.
After Black Panther succeeded, you should have had 500 black superhero movies. Each one of these things just stand alone, naked, by themselves, alone, with success. And what happens? The success of those things allow for other characters to get filmed and other projects to be launched and other. those things do not spawn, and so be it. So from my point of view, it's like, it comes down to the same thing. Like, look, I know a lot of people are going to be excited. I don't watch.
No, that's what's like, it's going to be interesting to see people's reaction, because I think a lot of people will be like, oh my gosh, why? Like, your view is going to be very unpopular. But I think that's when you break things down and you look at things at a macro level.
Yes. No, my thing on a basic level is that you should be excited because an excellent director, extremely talented filmmaker, who is working with a good actor, who has had success with that actor multiple times, is making a genre film, and you know it's going to be made well, and it's
with a principal black cast,
and it has money behind it.
And also Clipboard is in it as well. So
well, I didn't know that. If Clipboard is in it, then I mean, I had no idea. Like, if Clipboard is in the movie,
you didn't see him in the trailer?
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't watching it properly, probably.
Yeah. Clipboard was in the trailer. Yeah.
I would have said it up front.
Yeah.
Now that's big. That's big.
In a film like this, yeah.
Now I might have to watch the film.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
Yeah, that's
very tricky.
Okay, so forget we don't. Yeah, Clipboard is a Del Red.
Sorry, what?
Because nobody on the planet will know what the hell we by Clipboard.
Clipboard is Delroy Lindo. Okay, so
yeah.
Clipboard is Delroy Lindo. Yeah. Okay, that's a trick. So I'm gonna watch it now. Yeah. That.
Oh no, yeah, man. No, like I was always gonna watch it, but then once you now put him in there, I'm like, yeah.
I might not have, because of the things I said, that the imagery. Let me be honest with you.
For me, Coogler is my guy, boy. I get it, but yeah.
I'm sensitive to that now. Like, I actually really am. So once you show me that sort of imagery of black people, like, I'm very sensitive to it. I don't like seeing it. Unless it is, and when I say I don't like seeing it, I don't like seeing it when it is, if the entire thing isn't about that and about, so for example, I watched Birth of a Nation all the way. Because it's set in that thing, but it's actually saying something. It's like, no, we're telling a story about this time that nobody has ever told before, from a perspective that nobody has ever had before. And therefore, I'm willing to go back into that territory for that reason.
Oh. You mean not the original,
not the original, the new one.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait, what the hell did you want? Okay,
No. The new one, because...
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that in Film Festival, London Film Festival.
I saw that on opening day.
Oh, wow. I saw a London Film Festival, yeah.
I saw that thing on opening day. So I see that, and I'm like, let me put it this way, and I'm not going to go too far. It's almost like, you see what, with Nate Parker, and I see a movie like this, and I'm like, my God, imagine if Nate Parker was the lead guy in this film. See, now we can maybe just touch upon that aspect here.
Michael B. Jordan is a good actor.
He's good. But
Michael B. Jordan is not a great actor. And I think the situation you have is, I think Coogler is a extremely good filmmaker.
But see now, you've got to give caveats there. We can't listen. The thing about I like Michael B. Jordan personally. So, but there are people who are detractors. It's not that great. I actually think that this guy, he just has.
But he's not a great actor though. He's good. He's really good. So put him in a lead. And basically, he's like a good kind of lead. But in terms of put it this way, someone like a Daniel Kaluuya or Damson Idris. That's now a level above Michael B. Jordan.
Who
Damson Idris, Daniel Kaluuya. Damson Idris, Daniel Kaluuya.
Damson Idris is that's one of my favorites. Like Damson Idris is like one of my favorites young. Like, that guy's literally one of my favorite young actors.
I don't know.
He's between him and John Boyega, but John Boyega, I don't know what's going on. But between both of those guys, are my main favorites.
Yeah.
So Damson Idris is like always gonna be top for me, always.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he's a Nigerian, so it's always top. The thing about it is that we're talking about regular, good. Nate Parker is like, there's some things that I've seen that guy do. I'm like,
and again, we don't need to go into detail. Like he just got screwed over.
No, but
Systematically screwed over. So,
and he's going to be back. He just can't come back within them, which is what I
hey,
mean.
bro, do you know how long it's been? Like,
no,
because I follow him on Instagram, and I'm like, when is this guy? Like, how long has it been? When is this guy going to be back?
Machine. That's the point I'm making to you. You're thinking about the construct. I'm saying that this construct is finished. Aren't you the guy who sent me a video that I haven't watched fully of Stephen Baldwin?
Oh yeah, Stephen Baldwin. Oh yeah.
Saying that Hollywood is. How long have I? Listen, you think that he's wrong? He's not wrong. So I'm saying that all of this stuff you're looking at, it's coming to an end anyway.
No, but that's actually what he's been doing, because he's actually like Nate Parker is building his own film collective narrative. So because he realizes that he knows it doesn't work. So
it's not coming back in this machine. And the way the system is going, all of this stuff is. Let me put it this way. I'm going to put it this way. This is what the world is today. If Sinners comes out, or when it comes out, and it is astonishing. It's the greatest thing you've ever seen in the. Oh my God. 5-star reviews from everybody, 99.999% on Rotten Tomatoes. Everything, Oscars, Grammys. They give Grammy, even though it's not a Grammy thing, it's not music. They give him Grammy. Give everything, everybody. 2 weeks after the award season, everybody has forgotten about it and they move on to the next thing. That's the world we live in today. They are more focused on Cristiano Ronaldo's new YouTube channel. Kai Cenat and Jake and Logan Paul. And
I show speed. Yeah.
I show speed. Those are the guys of today. Nobody cares about any of this stuff. Now, if you see those small TikTok filmmakers, people who make those small videos on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and also, those guys are the future. That's the future. Like, that's literally, because the young kids who are like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old now, when they get to 30, their idea of the people that we call Scorseses of today, they're going to come from YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and so they're going to come from that, you know? So for me, it's like, I'm looking at something like that and saying to myself that, look, the era where the system will tell you who the main actors are, and they will tell you who the main directors are and who all the main people are, is dying fast. We are going into the place where you have hope can make your own name. You can take it all the way to the top, like Tony Montana said. That's one of the craziest speeches. Have you watched that speech recently when he was trying to get the woman to...
Oh, in Scarf? No. I literally watched Scarface like about a week ago. I'm like...
Yeah, when he was trying to get her to go out with him. That speech... Let me tell you something, Have Hope. That speech, that's one of the realest speeches you'll ever hear. Because that speech is like, all this one about men and women and trying to date people. This is what you want. This is where I'm going. And this is what you're going to get. I take you all the way to the top. And he did.
And then stuff happened. What about that at the top?
I mean, a lot of things happened. But let's be real. Scarface screwed himself over.
No. That's because, like, the thing about Scarface is that, which is why it's such an amazing film. I actually get angry watching it because I'm like, it's like, you're such an idiot. Like, I actually get visibly angry because, like, what's your problem, man? Just relax and chill.
You know what's so good about it?
What?
It's in character.
Oh no! It's like it's made sense, but I was still frustrated because I was just like, "Why are you such an idiot? You had everything, and you're just." The guy literally told you, "Don't get high on your supply," and you've got your whole face covered in white. I'm like, "What's this guy doing, man?" But
but
you know what I've never understood is that, are you supposed to admire Tony Montana? Isn't that a cautionary tale? Like the whole thing of like rappers said, yeah, like guys, no. Oliver Stone wrote a cautionary tale.
Well,
and it is one of the great cautionary, like it's probably the greatest film in terms of life and what life is about, but it's a cautionary tale.
people have always admired. They've always admired those sorts of characters historically because it's based on Little Caesar. Have you seen the original Scarface? Which was the one from the 50s or 40s or something. I watched that. It's the same movie.
Oh, is it Mickey Rooney or?
No, I can't remember what that guy's name is. I can't remember his name. Very famous actor from that era. Yeah. He was in Quo Vadis.
Oh, yeah.
No. He was oh, Ten Commandments. You remember Herod? Was it Herod? No. Oh my God, what was this guy's name in Ten Commandments? Very annoying. Like, he was in Ten Commandments with Heston. So when Heston now changed, and he was one of the guys who used to be rich, and then when they were in the wilderness, he was still wearing his nice clothes, but he was in the wilderness with everybody.
Oh no, I think it was not. Yeah, Paul Mooney.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Paul P-A. I thought it was M-O-O-N-I. Yeah, Paul Mooney, P-A-M-U-N-I.
Paul Mooney, the same name as the comedian?
No, that is M-O-O-N-E-Y. This is M-U-N-I.
Oh, Mooney. Okay. Anyway, either way, yes, that guy, he was famous back in those days. And look, at the end of the day, to bring this all back to what we're talking about, look, as I said, my instinct is that because of my sensitivity to that imagery, it's not something that I instinctively, I don't like seeing black people suffering. I don't enjoy it anymore. Like, so if I see that imagery from those days, it has to be like, we are telling you something you need to know, or we're going to show you how this piece of information can inform your present to create a better present and future for yourselves. If you're not doing one of those two things, and you're showing me imagery from Ku Klux Klan era, slavery era, and it's not gonna, I'm not really interested, because I'm really, listen, especially with what's going on in Africa these days and what's happening in all over in the black community. I can't pay to see that. You see what I mean? Like, for me to pay or spend my time to see that imagery is hard for me. So my point is that in this video, I'm not trying to tell people that, hey, this isn't what, my goodness, go out and support. Enjoy yourselves. My reasoning is that I now understand what kind of parcel we need to be in to be digestible in any genre. Because if you're not making somebody laugh, you're not showing some incredible feats of athleticism, but you're not dangerous. You're not going to, but you're going to use the athletics, but you're not going to be threatened. You're not in chains. You're not struggling.
No, because a good example is, because again, like, it's a story that I've just been thinking about. I'll probably never do it, but just a story I've always been thinking about is a Western starring like a black guy, like a black, like,
they've done many Westerns with black people recently.
No, but the particular kind of one where it's a gunslinger who outsmarts and is smarter than a lot of the white guys back there, and he's like a lone ranger. The point I'm making is Django Unchained. Jamie Foxx was not the smartest guy in that whole thing. It was Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz who trained.
Waltz taught him everything.
Didn't they do one with recently? How They Fall and do a lot of things?
Yeah, I mean, like,
see it, but I'm just
no. Yeah, I saw it on the premiere when it actually premiered in the thingy, and the director came and everything. Like, okay, that was cool, but it wasn't a few dollars more,
no. I mean,
or Unforgiven. But basically, a Western as epic as a few dollars more or Unforgiven in that kind of aesthetic, staring like a black guy. That's the thing I would say, where like the black character has agency. The black character is smart, and there isn't a stereotypical agenda around it, and it's not wrapped around any kind of nonsense, which everything has to be. But as I said again, it's like no. Basically, the answer is you have to go outside of the system to make something like basically black sci-fi. To do like a black sci-fi, it can't be within the studio systems of Sony, Warner Brothers, and everything.
I think in general, like, you can't. There's nothing you're gonna make in any forum that's going to be real within the machine. You can't do it. Like, people keep talking. I'm like, who are you trying to kid? Like, do your thing within it. But if you think that you're ever going to be able to make something that's for real, it can't happen. I'm not even saying that. It cannot happen, because this is the reality. When you start going into those higher echelons of creativity, when it comes to Black and African consciousness, the enemy invariably becomes the actual machine that is producing the content. You actually start eating away and clawing away at the actual fabric of the entity that is financing and producing the actual material. So it's a catch-22, which is the reason why such projects will never make it that far. They'll never make it far enough to be made because somewhere down the production chain of development, will become very apparent that this thing is going to do more damage to the actual fabric of the system than good, even if you know it's going to make a lot of money. Because this is the point. The general public just wants good material. And let alone good material, if the material is truly like avant-garde, like it's really talking about things in a way that nobody has ever really seen it before, you're even going to make more money. But in order to do those sort of projects, you need to actually really back them, put a lot of money back, like a decent amount of money behind it, market it. Nobody wants to do, like, and again, it makes sense that people don't want to do that because why should they? Like, the whole system that you have has been built on not doing that. So you're now going to use that machine to start building things that is invariably going to create an audience that will start demanding. This is the danger. You go and make, let's say Blade had the proper trilogy it was supposed to make. You can't have Avengers. You can't. You can't have Iron Man the way you made it. You can't. Because you would have set a completely new baseline. The baseline would be completely... If Blade 1 led to the kind of trilogy it was supposed to be, you would set a completely new baseline of what is expected.
Yeah.
Because what that would do is that the black action hero is now the standard of what people are looking for.
And the key thing, and this is very key, a particular portion of the white audience would demand that as well.
No,
and that is the key.
That's the point. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Because I'm trying to say that this whole thing where people try to make you believe that all white people are racist, and no, they're not. Like, what are you talking about? The racist people are it's not a small, but it's a subset. A small
subset. Go on PlayStation Live or Xbox Live. Yeah, they're there.
Very large.
A guy called me N-word like a few days ago online. So yeah,
it's a very large percentage. But the point is that there's a very large percentage of people who are not. They're not even
they just want to see something quality.
They just want to see something good, and they are frustrated about racial talk because the world. Society and the media hasn't prepared them, and educational systems have made them infants when it comes to race dialogue. So they don't even know how to handle that kind of conversation. But that doesn't make them racist. So them, if you put in front of them good quality material with any color of person who's in it, they don't care about that. It's the people who don't want to put it in front of them because they know, it's like, if you put that material in front of people enough times, that then becomes the standard issue. It becomes just a standard. Because think about it. In the real world, the black man is the most muscular, strongest, run. You're the main guy, right?
Do you know how weird it is? You know, a headmaster literally said that to me. Wait. I told her this.
That's right. Yes, you told me that. Okay. So you do that, everything, sports, basketball, football, on the news, the criminals, put them in jail, whatever. The only area where you cannot be the toughest guy is in the movies.
That's the only area that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. No, what's it called? Remember, football, fast and strong.
Wait, have hope. You know I bring diamonds to the table. That's what I do. I bring diamonds to the table and I show them to people. As I said, I don't want to I don't want to get too fast because I bring diamonds to the table. The only area where the black male cannot be the most dangerous, fearsome, fastest, strongest, most intimidating, scariest being is in the movies. So in a movie, you will have a guy that is literally a pretty boy, like Brad Pitt or Leonardo DiCaprio, who is the toughest man. In a movie where somebody like Snipes exists. It's bananas. And the funny thing is, people accept it. And that is what I mean by conditioning. The same society that in the real world will cross the street if they see a black man on one side of the street because they're scared of him.
Yeah, someone did that to me. Jewish guy did it to me.
Will walk into the cinema and will accept Matt Damon is the toughest guy, is the strongest guy versus somebody like
Adewale Abaje.
Adewale Agbaje is like, Matt Damon is a tough guy in the movie. Have you seen what Adewale Agbaje looks like? How is he not an action star?
Makes no sense.
No sense. It actually makes it makes sense based on what we're saying, but it doesn't make sense. Do you know the kind of mental gymnastics you have to do to have a guy like Adewale walk into your office in an action film and figure out a way to not make him the lead action guy?
Like it's so ABC 1, 2, 3.
It is so obvious that you have to do so many things in your brain to figure out how he's not the main guy and sell that not only to him, but to everybody else who's watching.
Yeah.
You go and watch Oz and you look at this guy, you're like, it's obvious. If Adewale Agbaje was an action star, he would have gone down in history as one of the greatest action guys in the history of Hollywood because of his charisma. That's the added bonus.
No, because it's what he looks like, his acting ability, and his aura, and his aura as well. Yeah,
it's the charisma. He has star quality.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like,
but it's just not in this. This is not the world. Like in a just world, he's a movie star.
It's what I try to tell people because people are not from Africa. You see, Adewale Agbaje, the way he looks in African culture, that's king material.
Yeah,
the way that guy looks.
Yeah.
Like, that's king. You see that guy, you're like, chief.
Yeah. Like, there's a presence.
There's his whole situation, like the whole, because we grew up in Nigeria. So you see that, I'm like, no, that's the guy, he's the chief.
Yeah.
He's the main guy. In any group, he's the main guy. You figure out a way to have somebody like that, and he's not the main guy in your film. Adewale. You're having a laugh, mate.
You're having a babe, right? You're having a laugh. You're having a laugh.
Having 100% why.
Cressy pops out. Cheers.
Listen, it is bonkers. So for me, when you see things like that, things that are happening now, I don't even. You see, part of the reason why having talk back around is because of having this sort of converse, because nobody's going to say on any of this stuff.
No.
That's why you come to talk back, because this stuff is not rocket science. It's obvious.
But then no one is going to really connect to those dots.
Nobody's going to connect. And listen, you have
the way thing, the dots are very easy to connect if you want them. If you want to
connect it. Oh, listen, you look at that setup, like you said, the kind of director you have, the kind of actor you have, the kind of access to funding you have, the kind of production team you have, the outlet you have everything where you can just literally make anything you want to make. But the problem is you've got to think about this. How did you get into that position? By making particular kinds of things. Think about it. I didn't want to get dark, but let's just go there.
Uh-oh.
And I'm stopped here because I don't want to, Fruitvale, what's the backdrop?
Oh, wow.
Let's go. Fruitvale, what's the backdrop?
Oh, you gets shot by the police.
Okay, thank you. The next film, what's the backdrop?
Creed?
Yeah, what's the backdrop?
Oh yeah, like his father. He's like Ace. His father leaves him, and he really has to find his father.
Delinquency. He was in prison. He was in the delinquency.
Oh yeah, he began in prison.
That's where he's running away and in jail and all of that sort of stuff. Okay. What's the next picture?
Black Panther.
Okay. What's the next picture?
Actually, hold on. Is that racist?
It is. Yes. What's the next picture?
Wakanda Forever.
Okay. Thank you. What's the next picture?
Sinners.
Okay. Let's end this talk back. Let's end the talk back.